Although exam-oriented education had turned me into a semi-exam machine, I did have high scores in Gaokao English. Talking to foreigners in China will be a chance to practice your oral English, but talking to people in an English-speaking country like Australia is totally different. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Yahua and a first-year PhD student at the University of Melbourne. In today's video, I will be sharing with you how I learned English. For those who don't know, I was born and raised in China. I spent 18 years living in my hometown, Nanning, Guangxi province, and another 4 years of living and studying in Beijing before I came to Melbourne to pursue a master's degree and now a PhD course. When I was in China, I didn't join in any kind of international school before, and I didn't major in English either. I was just one of the typical Chinese students who was heavily influenced by exam-oriented education. In other words, I was good at taking exams, but I can't use English to communicate with others on a daily basis. But how did I address that problem? How did I achieve my current level of fluency? And how did English become a part of my life? Here's my story. If you ask me whether I like English or not when I was a kid, the answer is yes and no. Just like other Chinese families, when I was in kindergarten, my parents took me to join many extracurricular activities, and English class was one of them. But you know, English class for kids is just a place for playing games and watching cartoons.
How are you, Tony?
I'm fine, thank you.
It was fun to experience this kind of English environment. However, this kind of class couldn't help me to get good marks during exams, so that class didn't last long. As I came to primary school, we started to have English classes in the 3rd grade. At that time, I wasn't a big fan of learning English because I didn't like my English teacher, but for the sake of exam-oriented education and peer pressure, my summer vacations were packed with English classes again in a cram school. Typically, cramming didn't help with developing an interest in learning, so I didn't take my English class seriously, neither did I enjoy learning English. But I started to have a bit of interest in Western culture and English when I make friends with a classmate who is a mixed-race Chinese and her parents are from the US and Hong Kong. Although during primary school we only spoke to each other in Mandarin, she did invite me to join her birthday party and to celebrate Easter together. I remember that was the first time I tried like roasted drumsticks, turkey and mashed potato, something that I wouldn't have in my family. I guess this is when I was kinda interested in Western culture, and I have this illusion in my mind that English was something that's kinda fancy and I wish I could be good at it. So if my previous intention of learning English was to know about other cultures, things have changed as I came to middle school. During that time, the only thing that mattered in my life was to pass exams with good marks. Since middle school, we have learned English systematically, including things like the phonetic alphabet and grammar. I was lucky enough to have great English teachers in both of my middle school and high school, and I gradually found that English was something that I was good at, comparing with some other subjects. And during my teenage years, I also became an active learner who consumed a lot of English content, including English songs and a lot of TV shows and movies. This is when I tried hard to correct my English pronunciation because I wanted to sound like a native speaker when singing English songs. When I was little, I was a big fan of Avril Lavigne. If you guys have listened to her songs before, you will know that her pronunciation is really clear.
This innocence is brilliant.
So I mimic a lot of Western singers' pronunciation, and I basically learn English through these media consumption. But you guys know when you come to high school, you have to work your ass off because of Gaokao, the notorious college entrance examination in China. Although exam-oriented education had turned me into a semi-exam machine, I did have high scores in Gaokao English. I got 144 out of 150. This is when I thought I have expertise in English because of this good result. However, things didn't go that smoothly as I came to college. I then realized that even though I can get good marks in exams, I couldn't use English to communicate with others. I didn't have that confidence to open my mouth and to speak English. when you come to college, no one really cares about you anymore. Your parents, your teachers wouldn't put pressure on your study, and whether you want to study hard or not, it's all up to you. So my previous exam machine was retired during this time. I was pretty chill and enjoying my college life with many club activities, and English study wasn't a priority in my life, so my English got worse because I seldom use it in my everyday life. But as I have decided to study abroad in the third year of my bachelor degree, I pick up English again and prepare for IELTS test. This is when I integrate English in my daily life with small habits like using different apps to memorize English vocabularies and also listen to a bunch of English podcasts and practice my oral English. In my final year of my bachelor degree, I got a chance to meet foreigners and take them to travel around Beijing and other parts of China. I did enjoy the time that I spent with them, but I also found a problem. When I spoke English, I still thought in Chinese. For example, if I can't remember an English term, I will search in my mind in Chinese and focusing on that translation rather than trying to describe that term in another way. I didn't learn how to think in English until I came to Australia. Talking to foreigners in China will be a chance to practice your oral English, but talking to people in an English-speaking country like Australia is totally different. Here in Australia, most people wouldn't care if you can fully understand it or not. They just speak English in a normal pace with various idioms and Aussie slangs like "G'day, mate." In my first semester in Melbourne Uni, I struggled a lot. I felt nervous whenever I talked to my teachers and my classmates because I didn't know if I can express myself clearly. I didn't dare to raise my hand during the class, and I didn't dare to jump into the conversation when my peers were having a heated discussion during the class. If I was going to say something, I would draft a little speech in my mind and repeat it silently for a couple of times before I actually open my mouth and speak it out. Although I was like a quiet kid in the class who was always listening to others but not saying a word, I did set some small goals to myself and improve my English communication skills step by step. For example, I will tell myself, if this week I can talk to a person sitting next to me, next week I would encourage myself to raise a question during the class. As time goes by, I gradually completed every one of my goals, and I also make some friends from the uni, so I have more opportunities to speak English. And guess what? As I'm filming this video in English, which is also a good chance for me to practice and make useful content to you guys. Yeah, that's how I become who I am today. To wrap up this video, here are some tips for you. Firstly, be clear about your intention of learning English. Do you want to pass exams with good marks? Or you want to use English as a communication tool and you want to speak fluent English? Or you just want to use English as a way of knowing other cultures? If you know what's your purpose of learning English, you will be more clear about what kind of actions you should take to achieve your goals. Secondly, integrate English in your everyday life. Just listen to tons of English songs, podcasts, watch different kinds of TV shows, movies, and read English news and magazines. The more you immerse yourself in the English environment, the more you would adapt to the language. Third, practice, practice, and practice. See, it took me so many years to learn this language, and even though I'm doing a PhD course in Australia now, I wouldn't say my English is good enough for me, and there's still a lot of things that I need to learn and practice. So if you want to improve your English skills, no rush, be patient and put efforts on it. Alright, that's all for today's video. Please leave your comments below about how you learn English. I would love to hear your stories. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to my channel. I will see you in the next one.